I'm Margaret Unwin. This isn't funny, but it's been the first time I've laughed today. I don't have anything to. I meant to get one when I went to the store, and I didn't. With all the snow and crap at the moment. I'm trying to laugh now, and my day's been a little rough. Oh, I made some videos and took them down. I don't know how this is going to do. I usually get my nose, and that's it. And I don't put pictures out that much anymore. I figure I've put enough of them up, and anyway, to support what I'm saying. Anyway, here goes. I'm not holding it, and I'm reading from. I don't usually read from anything. I go by memory, but this I'm just going to say this and not get. And a little bit of it I might put in memory, and I hope this is going to get my face. It just does look good when you got your nose jammed into the camera, I guess. A friend, I don't know how this goes. I don't read from prepared text that I've written. A lady yesterday, a friend, sent me a video, and I don't usually, well, I'm still going to get it from memory, kind of. I don't usually watch videos. Very rarely do I. So the video was produced by Carrie Lynn Cassidy of nearby Los Angeles. The video was entitled Project Camelot. It's entitled Rothschild, Project Camelot, a Rothschild Speaks Out. So here I am, the Rothschilds helped in my kidnapping, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Kennedys, Bilderbergers, well, the Illuminati, your Freemason global government now, that came to be after they took down my father, Edward VIII, and I'm Victoria II, the heir to the British crown. I am the legal queen now. Elizabeth is a fake and a fraud, and I'm beginning to wonder if she's even a Windsor. But what I'm going to say here is this video relays a few things that I've tried to tell. Some of the things I feel okay. JFK helped in my kidnapping. Let me say this: in 1941, I was born at age 2. My father had been taken down by character assassination. He never married Wallace Warfield Simpson. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. So a double married the American spy, Wallace. Well, it was more than one double, but that was sent out doing bad behavior things, or what was considered bad behavior, and it wasn't my dad. The Illuminati, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and Kennedys were so powerful back then. So anyway, JFK flew into the embassy of England, and President Roosevelt deliberately made him ambassador to England, U.S. ambassador to England, in 1936, the year my father became king and was married to my mom. So, for the purpose of taking him down, because he would not take orders from the Illuminati, the Mafia, but Freemasons, but his younger brother, who's Elizabeth's father. And now then I hear things, and I don't know if she's Winston Churchill's father, biological, that's her father. He helped take down my father, and he partnered with Roosevelt, with Eisenhower and Truman, and then Kennedy, these people became the presidents later, after they took my dad down and kidnapped me. And they still have it that my father, in all the videos, especially with Meghan, Mary, and Harry, and all this upsurge of videos, my father, Edward VIII, never married the woman. He was married to my mom. They were still married in October the 20th of 1986. When I came to Roanoke, they were still alive and married to each other. And they were 40, and my mom wasn't, my dad 45 when I was born. So they were quite elderly then. And they really stole my father's identity. It was really horrible for my father to have done the right thing and then have his only daughter, kidnapped, and that applies to my mom too, okay? Um, she was an American. And anyway, this is what I wanted to get to. The friend sent me the video, and the video was, I'll say this again, I think, by Carrie Lynn Cassidy of nearby Los Angeles. Uh, the video was entitled Project Camelot, A Rothschild Speaks Out. I'm better by doing it by memory. Some people would tune this woman out. She's being interviewed by Carrie Lynn Cassidy, who well, see, I'm going to get ahead of myself, so I might as well try to do it from memory rather than me writing it down. Okay. Okay, let me say this, though, since I've started. I'm not going to do this again on here today. I'll do the best I can. Carrie Lynn Cassidy, when I was listening to this, her interviewing this Rothschild, well, I'll get into that later. She's a Rothschild. She was very knowledgeable, this Carrie Lynn Cassidy is, of some things. It's very important that were part of the Tesla files that were stolen. And if you watch my videos, you know that I wrote about mind control and the files that were stolen from Tesla back in 30, which gets into the Illuminati. And I'm doing this in 76, and I was almost killed in April Fool Day of 80. And I had a letter from the FBI, ongoing investigation, national security involved. Well, let's see, where am I now? See, I'm not, okay. Found out the Illuminati later on were the ones that, it's not funny, I'm just trying to laugh at myself at the boo-boos I make, I suppose. I don't have people helping me that I'm aware of. I'm paying, in this itty-bitty phone here, of course, I better not say Aaron here. Might give a clue, I don't even know. Okay, so I'm being cryptic here because in trying to laugh, I haven't laughed today. Maybe it's about time, laughing at myself, maybe. Some people would tune this woman out, and I'm reading here and I'm not doing very good. I believe she has gone through hell, and a lot of, she names a lot of subjects, and that she's spoken of. I said, this doesn't, it's better if I've certainly heard of. Let me say this. The other, I suppose in my mind that she told about, I've certainly heard of it, but not personally been aware of what she's talking about from the Tesla files. And by the way, they were talking about, in the Tesla files that were stolen, they talked about the Philadelphia experience. They talked about UFO, oh gosh, a lot of things that were stolen. I mean, time travel and all that, which I'm not going to tune that out. Some things she told to me are scary, and to me, I hope they're not true. But I'm not going to say they're not, because too many people talk about the few people that still put up what you hope is the media that still tells the truth. And I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to go to what the video, and I would suggest that people, if they want to watch a video, watch this one and see what this woman tells. And well, I say I'm getting off track from writing it down anyway. I saw, after I had seen this video and viewed it, and it's painful. I didn't like watching it myself. Anyway, it was done about 6-7 years ago. So I Googled this producer, and she's still alive as far as I know, out in L.A., and kind of well known. She knows about the subject she's speaking of. Anyway, I'm going to get to this. Okay. The woman being interviewed was a Rothschild, and people who watch the video judge for yourselves. I'm saying that. This is not coming out right. She mentioned at age 4 years she was, and this is where I would hope you would look back. I'm not going back over it. I think I got this right. uh, but I'm doing it from memory from watching it, and I'm not going over it again. She was on occasion with Dr. Mingala, and here I would need to look at the video again, and I believe she stated he was her father or grandfather. And he was the Mingala that you associate with the experiments on twins and torture. And everybody's called him a German. Well, here she's saying he's the Rothschild. She's a Rothschild. And she's saying that she knows about what he was supposed to have done and did with the twins experiments, but he's always been very kind and gentle with her. Okay, but now I'm not real sure about that. I think she said if he's her grandchild, he's a Rothschild. He's not a German like a lot's been blamed on the Germans, believe me, that aren't true. Also, she speaks of being in Congress and government, and maybe I should have gone back over it. In the Pentagon, she was around people of the shadow government here in Washington, D.C., when she was growing up. And she really got into this. So if you care to see what's really going on, maybe instead of looking at Trump getting beat up, and you hope that he's a good guy, and Nancy Pelosi, and these people don't tell you about me and my father and the takeover of the UK and Britain. You take over Washington, you can take over the United States. So you got where I'm going here. And they took down my dad, and that was a prelude to the United Nations being formed. This right there, and I could get going on. What's her name? That was a ambassador to the United Nations. I've got it down here somewhere. I should know her name. Anyway, she just retired, and some people say she not retired. She just resigned as ambassador. She was appointed by President Trump. And, when she left, she didn't say anything derogatory about President Trump. However, I'm getting off on her now, talking about her. But if you can follow me, I mean, I have people say, we can't follow you. Well, if I can follow myself in all this, trying to put it together, it's important. So I hope people, try to digest it. Anyway, she's, I almost can think of her name. She was being interviewed on NBC, and I think it was this morning. And I don't like the guy that interviewed her either. They're so derogatory. They think of ways in the interview to put these questions to someone who is derogatory about Trump if you listen to it. It's so worded that it makes words that shouldn't even stick to him. But anyway, she's talking about her resigning, and it's been said she was going to run for president. So I don't know that. I threw that in because everybody knew about my kidnapping. The State Department, all of them, your presidents, what I've told about Nixon, the Watergate tapes. And I had somebody come on calling me every name in the book, liar, and everything that I lied. Well, I beg pardon, honey. If you watch this one, I haven't lied about any of it, sweetie. And you're the one, if you don't have time to go back and look a few things up, or if you don't care to, it's in who I work for, and I usually put up a Larry Flynn endorsement where I ran for Congress to replace one of the doctors I wrote about, who was Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, and a lot of murders that happened and all this. My God, you get down and research, sweetheart, because I gave this on my time in hell and money. And no, I haven't lied. So if you cared about lying, you'd look some things up. They're easy to. You think I just made that up about the Flint? Larry Flint was shot by a program shooter, and that's part of the Tesla files I was writing about that were stolen. And this woman on this video I'm just talking about, that was a Rothschild, she had a lot of what's in the part of the Tesla files that are so important. Wow, isn't that nice that they have the Tesla? Well, I said they did. The Illuminati that kidnapped me, they have all this Tesla files that were stolen. Really, really out there. You wonder how Tesla had them. Anyway, she talks about this Rothschild that's being interviewed about the shadow government, and she was up there in D.C. She spoke of the Tesla files, and she stated some names, and that she hesitated to say. Some of them she refused to answer a few of the questions. There's some names I don't care to myself. And, well, anyway, I said I wasn't going to be good at this. I don't do good, except I do better. Well, I don't know if I was really reading from it and didn't need to. It was prepared for me and edited and everything. It'd be different. But then, anyway, I know that what she's telling about age regression, and I do, and aging. She said, "Here's what I'm going to do from memory. Try to." This girl is talking about the Rothschild. She's talking about being around the Kennedy clan growing up, and this came to me in another way about the Kennedy clan, about someone who is a Mountbatten, and I don't think she minds. Well, I don't know. She didn't tell me not to mention her name. I kind of have hesitated because I don't want to get her in bad with any of the royals. Heaven forbid. I'm the real monarch. My father was taken down by crooked obese. And anyway, she told me about, when she contacted me a few years back, she told me about the Kennedys used to come to their home, the castle, and play with them all the time. She grew up around them. Now, here this girl is a Rothschild, and she's talking about the same thing. She grew up around them. Now, I'm going to put this that I've already put up here. And here they are the ones that helped kidnap me, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. The Mountbattens, and that goes to Philip Mountbatten, married Elizabeth, who's illegal, and her father's illegal, George VI, sold out his brother and went with the Illuminati. And she represents the Illuminati. She is illegal. I'm not even sure she's a Windsor. But anyway, Philip Mountbatten married her. He's the same kin to me as he is to her. And the Mountbatten was, I don't know if that's Philip's Mountbatten's father, but excuse me, he was general or way up there in the British military. Well, he's not for the British military. He was for the Illuminati. So somebody got him. Okay? Anyway, here, I say anyway, I'm trying to get it together here. The Mountbattens become a part of this whole takedown, it would not seem to me, for God's sake. They hobnobbed with the Kennedys. It was appointed ambassador by President Roosevelt, who was a Jew. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Jews, and a whole bunch of people who aren't Jews, the Mafia, the Freemason, the Illuminati, which is now your global government under the guise of the United Nations. All right? That's who tells you and is going. And this is when I've been telling about chipping and all this. And I even put up out of a book by Tex or Jim Mars. They were related, and they both wrote about similar subjects.